Hey guys, welcome. Let's give this a moment for my screens to align. Okay, total focus. I just saw my face. I'm like, oh, okay. Welcome. I'm Elizabeth. This is Willow Tarot, and I'm in a hotel room because I'm touring the great state of Texas this week. I am going to all the Buc-ee's gas stations. And this is in celebration of my 30th wedding anniversary. You guys may have seen the shorts. Um, so hey, I'm in Amarillo, West Texas. Bring it. All right, let's do this. We are going to begin our group pull today with potentially a question if you have one in your mind. If you don't have one in your mind, you don't need one. Don't worry about it. All right, Seasons of the Witch, specifically because this is a series of 8 decks sold separately. This is Lammas, Lammas, Lammas Oracle. And this is a pagan holiday. Whoops. It's okay, it's my dad. My dad. All right, here we go. So I'm going to ignore him, but he doesn't watch my videos, so he won't know. Seasons of the Witch, Lammas Oracle by Juliet Diaz and Lorraine Anderson, illustrated by Tajana Lukovic. You guys can always raise your hands in between cards or just throw your hand up and I'll look. And I welcome comments, questions after the card pull. All right. And then, Steve, did you want to chime in with something? I see you're unmuting. You good? Okay. Okay. No worries. No worries. All right. Okay. So we have, what are we going to have? We've been pulling a lot of bakery. And then I saw playground and I was like, I don't think I pulled that. I'd like to pull playground. What did we pull last time? Can't remember. Not this, but we have pulled this farmhouse 17. Farmhouse is card 17. Now in the major arcana, 17 comes after the tower. So right after the tower moment, which is significant of sudden change, which the tower can be really good. Sudden change could be like, I just won the lottery, bitch, and I got $1 billion. That's with a B, boy. That's the tower moment. Now, what happens after that moment, that's up to you. You got to plan ahead. Get that wealth consultant. Get your lawyer who specializes in lottery wins. Well, I'm telling you about this because I pull lottery numbers. Check out my videos. Maybe you're going to win. All right. Farmhouse card 17 comes after the tower in the major arcana. Sorry guys, this is an oracle deck, but in the major arcana, it comes after the tower and it leads us straight to the star. So from moments of chaos, we pull the resources that are evident to us. We don't need to seek. We don't need to pay people. We don't need to get some guru to tell you what to do, right? Now that's what I'm getting. That's an intuitive read on the card. Let's go ahead and go to farmhouse. And also looking at the picture really freaking helps. So gorgeous. What are they called? Barn dominiums? All right. So it looks to me, and I could be wrong because I'm not a freaking farmer, that they have both. Okay, I'm going to mute. I'm not popular just this morning. Or I am popular, actually. People are going to try to get me on my phone because usually I don't answer it. All right. It's also that they're growing. We see over here crops, right? We think, oh, we can eat that. Oh, not a farmer. Looks like hay or some shit. But over here, we've got like what I would say is just this gorgeous garden. So it's for aesthetic as well as practicality. What you grow, you can grow, create, nourish, cultivate just because you think it's cool or because you really freaking need it to survive this life. It's up to you, right? You can do whatever you want. And farmhouses, if we think of this, this is a system of fixed agriculture. We were nomadic before we had this shit. So we're also looking at potentially a new way of living. Now, the nomadic style flipping to a fixed system took a long time, but it did happen and it radically changed us as people, as humans. Let's go ahead and go to the book on farmhouse. Oh, I forgot I was going to do that. Okay, never mind. I was going to do a spread today in tarot, but I don't know if I am. Okay, so farmhouse card 17. Fennel. Fennel smells like licorice to me. All right, farmhouse. Okay, so on the card itself, because each card has a statement, it says, the time has come for a greater sense of belonging and harmony within and all around you. No pressure, just get your shit in order. The time has come for a greater sense of belonging and harmony within and all around you. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to suddenly know, I don't believe this anyway, that you're suddenly supposed to know what to do or how to act or what to say. But it is letting you know that there is a sense. Actually, it's really beautiful. It's not saying, I don't believe that you have to do anything. It's just saying that the time has come. You know, the time has come for the movie to start. The movie's starting whether or not you're in the theater or sitting in your lazy boy. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be present for the world to keep spinning, right? Because people die every day and we're still here, depending on what you believe. The time has come for a greater sense of belonging and harmony within and all around you. Not that you have to do anything to activate this, just recognize that it's here. All right. There's no place like home, the iconic Dorothy said as she clicks her red heels to return to her family's farmhouse in Kansas. We all have such a place that feels comfortable and familiar, whether that's a physical place. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I have to restart. I'm so sorry. I am live streaming. Holy shit. Okay, guys, I'm working on like 2 hours of sleep a night. Let me start this card over. I'm not even joking. I'm getting like 2 or 3 hours a night. Message. Nope. All right. The time. There's no place like home, the iconic Dorothy said as she clicks her red heels to return to her family's farmhouse in Kansas. We all have such a place that feels comfortable and familiar, whether that's a physical place, such as your childhood home, a space you have established for yourself, or an imaginary realm in a book, or one crafted inside your mind. Pulling this card represents this feeling, manifesting in your life right before your eyes. This card will appear when you are on the path towards emotional fulfillment and a greater sense of belonging. It's a wonderful card to receive for love readings, as it indicates a warm, supportive, and lasting relationship, the kind of connection that will continue to grow as the years go by. In a reading about career, you can expect to find joy and fulfillment in a current position. Any challenges you may have faced are dissolving, and balance will be restored. In health matters, it can mean a restoration of energy, more devotion to self-care, or circumstances aligning to experience more downtime. Okay. Think of a farmhouse. That's hard work. If that's hard work. Not just whatever else you're supposed to be doing, but all the repairs needed to the actual structures at your farm. It's intense. I imagine it's very intense. And the greater belonging, the sense of greater belonging, this does not have to be like a giant moment, guys. It can be like super small and only meaningful to you. But because it's meaningful to you, it will impact your surroundings. Go ahead. I see your hand.
Well, I think also a path or routine, way of relating to the world that's comfortable can feel like home.
Yeah, like tarot cards. Holding tarot cards feels very comfortable for me. So
That's
that.
right.
And like favorite spreads could feel like coming home. Actually, in the mornings when I'm at home, I have a spread set up before I start the live stream. I get up early, I do all this, and then I typically will go like leave the room and get my drink or whatever to come back in. And when I come back in the room though, I feel so comfortable and at home. Seeing my table with my spread on it, it feels great. And I recognize too that taking the time to set that spread up allows for emotional and physical resting. So it's been very, very, very helpful in multiple ways. um okay, so it's a little different today because I don't have a whole slew of decks because I'm traveling. So we do start with Seasons of the Witch. I am going to do a tarot spread. I never do those. Well, yeah, I do, but all right, where's my other deck? Okay. Whew. So we're going to do a spread today. I actually saw a really cool spread in let's do this spread. Hold on. It's an oracle spread. I'm converting it to tarot, which means instead of oracle, I'm going to put down tarot cards. Typically, it's interchangeable. That's not the right. Wait, yes, it is. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to get out my tarot deck. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do mediumship. Oh, I didn't set my cards up though. Shit. All right, tomorrow morning, let's do some mediumship because we're in hotel rooms. I wonder if I still could do mediumship. Ah, okay. Okay, so I will tell you something though. Before I even ask my deck a question, this deck is Wild Reflections by Y Spell. Y Spell. Oh, I just got that. Wispell. And it's Wild Reflections. So you guys can check out my YouTube playlist called The Card Medium, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. But this is my primary deck for mediumship. Right now, my only deck. But I read with it outside of mediumship as well. However, I consistently, I'm seeing if I see it, I consistently pull the King of Pentacles, either upright or reverse. Now, this is one of the few decks I read reversals with, personal preference. So let's see, I'm going to say hello to the deck, which is I believe, a very important part of the process with your decks. If you say hello, like you would, you want to make a friend, you go walk up to him and punch him in the face, or do you walk up to him and be like, "Hey man, how's it going? How was that weather? Yeah, talk to him, be friendly." All right, just like with your tarot deck. So right now I'm just saying hello, and I'm really freaking curious. King of Pentacles, it comes up constantly in the hellos, and even when I'm reading, upright or reverse. Let's see. No. Okay, wait a minute. No, no. All right, didn't come up. We have Judgment, which I just pulled the other day. I heard you didn't ask a question. All right, so let's do this again. I'm gonna, you can play with your decks. I'm gonna be very specific. Hi, I would like to see the King of Pentacles. Hi, I would like to see the King of Pentacles. When I say I heard, clairaudient, you can look up clairs, metaphysical clairs. Hearing is clairaudience. Clair means clear, so clairaudience is clear hearing. King of Pentacles, please. I'm waiting for a sensation, see if it comes. Nope. I don't know. No. Six of Wands in the reverse. Reversed is a message from spirit, upright's a message from this realm. It's not a reversed message, it's just the card is flipped, meaning it's from spirit. Six of Wands is a card of celebration, but I asked for the King of Pentacles. Didn't get it, does not mean that, it doesn't really mean anything. So what am I celebrating? Knowledge? I'm celebrating not beating. Oh my God, there you are. You were right below. There he is. I pulled that card, part of celebration, and right below it, like opening a box, is the card that I wanted. The card of celebration rested on like opening a box. Do you see this? But spirit was with me and the card was reversed. So spirit opened the box of the King of Pentacles. That's the card I wanted to show you. It was right there. When I picked it up, it was showing right there. Okay, and that's why that's what we were celebrating, that the card came up. Whatever you thought during that whole thing is valid, and it's for you to think. Whatever I think is valid, it's for me to think. We are both correct simultaneously, even if we do not say the same thing or agree. Okay, let's go ahead and pull, I'm going to look up that spread. I'm going to do a spread. So it's a little different today. So I'm going to an oracle deck for an oracle spread that I saw, but I'm going to use my tarot card. This is called Hilltop Spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. There is a visionary hiding inside you. Use this spread for greater perspective on how your soul is yearning to expand and how to go about manifesting this grand vision in your life. Oh, I just had a great idea for a live. I'm going to do this and you guys can pull, like everyone that's watching this video. If you wanted, you could pull. You can even pause the video and read for yourself, and then we could move through the spread together. That would be fun. All right. So the first question, card 1. What is the grand vision that your soul has for life? Oh shit, hold on. I forgot that I might have people on the live. Ah! Man, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Sorry guys. Sorry for the pause. I'm trying to not have my There we go. Okay, hold on. Um Shit. All right, I can't track your chats today on YouTube, guys. Sorry. My laptop's not, I don't know. All right, so if you are following along, what is the grand vision that your soul has for your life? I'm going to go to the Cozy Witch Tarot. Actually, no, I'll stay with this because Spirit may speak as well. So what is the grand vision that your soul has for your life? What is the grand vision that your spark, your internal source, your light has for your life? What is the internal vision that I have for my life? Grand vision, not internal. What is the grand vision? So this is me reading for me because I think it'd be easier. But you would do it, and whatever you hear could still apply to you. It's a group read. What is the grand vision my soul has for my life? Okay, card 1. What is the grand vision that my soul has for my life? In reverse, judgment. There we go, right away. But it's not a reversed meaning because it's from spirit because it's in reverse. So you can read it upright or reversed. It's however you intuitively feel you should read it. There's no wrong here. There is no wrong. Judgment in reverse. What is the grand vision that my soul has for my life? Oh, to incorporate all the messages, all the guides, all the ancestors, all the resources, all the tools, and to know that they live within me and to not doubt that. Because you know what? I'm freaking doing it. It's real. Cold coffee. So why judge myself? And actually, I started listening to the telepathy tapes yesterday, guys. That's some mind boggling shit. They're telepathic. I'm telepathic. I'll be like that because I'm starting to listen to the tapes. So I've already known I was telepathic. I've had telepathic experiences. It's really weird. But now that it's being openly discussed in the telepathy tapes, I'm not going to not say it out of fear. And also, the kids slash young adults that are now severely autistic, like nonverbal, please, I ask for forgiveness and grace in using language that I am unaccustomed to, and I do not mean offense. Um, they are all telepathic, but they are all very open. There's no like hiding, like they're not hedging their words. They're not like, oh, telepathy. Oh, I don't know. They're like, yeah, I'm telepathic. They have ways to communicate. They're nonverbal, but they have like iPads and stuff. The telepathy tapes is a podcast. So I'm listening to these young adults, these kids that their parents were told that there's no one inside, that there is no mind, that there's nothing in there. And when these kids were able to eventually communicate, some telepathically, but many with technology, many said, I'm in here. That was the first thing that they wished for someone to know. This isn't a husk or a shell. This is real. Just because people aren't like other people doesn't mean they're not people. So freaking amazing. And I'm definitely doing some telepathic. Why is it so hot in here? Some telepathic, says the perimenopausal woman. Some telepathy sessions. Okay, we're gonna have a fucking blast. Card 2. What do you need to do to help your soul expand to see the bigger picture? That's going to be interesting. Ace of Pentacles, bitch. So plant it. Plant every seed. Don't doubt yourself. Do you want to go do that project? What's stopping you? Literally, what's stopping you? Because something might be. So if you know what's stopping you from doing something, what's stopping you, Ace of Pentacles, from planting a seed, take a look at the card, literally growing in her hand. Find out what it is. There's no shame or blame here. There is something stopping you, and it's up to you to find out what it is. I have huge problems in my life. I have no idea why I do these things to myself and others, but I'm trying. Ace of Pentacles. I'm trying to understand why. So the question, what do you need to do to help your soul expand to see this bigger picture? Stop believing you're limited. You're not. You're not fucking limited. Well, that's not true. You are if you allow yourself to be limited. I'm not talking about someone imprisoned in a basement. That's pretty hardcore. Someone living in abject poverty that we find the cycle will never end, right? These are real things happening that are actual physical pentacles barriers to people's lives, because those sort of circumstances, living like that, will affect your mind, right? If you start to believe that you do not have a seed to plant, that you are not valid, that you have nothing to offer, you will live that life. You do have seeds to plant. Every word you speak is valid, and the world needs to hear it. Every breath you take shares something with someone else. People across the globe breathe the same air that we now inhale. We are all sharing our pentacles, our seeds. Let's connect even further. Telepathy is real. YouTube is free. Put up content. Put up content. Drop a video. Say, hi. And that's your 5-second video. And you don't need to do anything else, but make a connection. Ace of Pentacles. Go the fuck out there and say hi. Hey, how you doing? How's the weather? Humans love talking about the weather. All right. So it's group read. I was going to read for myself, but I always tell people what to do. Card 3. What is your biggest fear in achieving this vision? This is going to be good. All right. Upside down, direct message from Source is 2 of Pentacles. What is your biggest fear? Yeah, not knowing how to show up, not knowing how to be. Like if I start charging for events, this is not what I would do, but I do have the thing with the 2 of Pentacles and this question, I'll repeat the question. What is your biggest fear in achieving this vision? Was how do I have it work? Because there's a few groups that I really want to run, but I'm going to charge for them. But this is the thing. This is why it's going to work. Before I had just a block about money, not so much now, which I find to be common with readers. But then I started thinking about all these events that I hold, and if I charge like $3, $5 max, maybe like 3, it's just nominal, but it would, I think, create rooms of people who actually want to be there. They are there. You know what I mean? They put in financial resources to be here. I'm not talking about people who like RSVP and don't show up. That's totally fine. I don't care. But when I'm going to teach tarot, I want fixed minds. I want lenses on me. And I think if you're paying $5, you're going to listen to me talk about tarot rather than a freebie where people come in and bomb or whatever. So that is my 2 of Pentacles read for myself. Go ahead. I see your hand. If you want to comment, yeah.
Yeah, I think the path that you take in this role is defined on what your aptitude, what your skills are, and what your interests are. And there's nothing wrong with being different from other people's paths. They pursue your path, I pursue my path. But trying to be something that you're not is a bad place to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it also can complicate things, and I like things very simple. So I'm pretty transparent, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty transparent. Maybe. All right, card 4. What obstacles do you need to overcome to achieve this vision? I don't know. Let's find out. In reverse, 6 of Cups. Yeah, is that an obstacle? I need help. I need a resource, like a group of people that I can just have as a soundboard and I can be a soundboard with. I need assistance. I need physical help too. Like this is getting to be more, but it's not too much. But at some point, I'm probably going to look at actually hiring an assistant, but that could be years from now because I'm not monetized. So, but I would freaking love one. 6 of Cups is here. It's like humans are exceptionally social creatures. You know, we don't necessarily do well on our own. And if we are living alone, we would maybe have an animal companion because we're social, built that way. Our society doesn't necessarily reflect any society the way that we should live. It's just simply the way we're living. So Six of Cups. So it came out reversed. That's from Spirit. Let me turn it over. Six of Cups and Six of Pentacles is essentially the same image. It's giving, but who are you giving to in each image? Who's receiving? And how are they receiving it? In the Six of Pentacles, they're kneeling before a wealthy person. They are humbling themselves to the gift of what this person will give. In the Six of Cups, there's an established relationship I see of two people, one in caring, giving to the other. I nursed my kids, nursed all my kids. I gave them food to live and asked for nothing in return. That is the idea behind these cards. So in the Six of Cups being in reverse, and the question, what obstacles do you need to overcome to achieve this vision? It's trusting that I know how to give and how to receive, and that I have the capacity to learn how to give and how to receive as well. So any situations that arise where I am unsure, I will navigate it. I'll be fine. I've been doing it for over half a century. I can keep on doing it. The limitation here is what I set for myself and the belief that I am simply not able, which is bullshit. All right, the next one. Card 5. What are some small details you are focusing on too much? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Why is my head like right there? Anyway, okay, in reverse, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, that is absolutely true. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I need to do something else. I've been reading cards for almost a decade and I still have heavy self-doubt, heavy imposter syndrome. I just, the fuck is wrong with my, there it goes, my camera. And I do not like it, but it's also part of my progress and my practice, 8 of Pentacles. The more I experience, the more I learn. The more I learn, that is how my behavior will change to benefit me. Or not. Maybe I'm doing it right. The 8 of Pentacles, referencing what are some small details you're focusing on too much, the minutia of imposter syndrome, letting that voice come through a little too loud, and then maybe even starting to believe it. Oh, and also that voice of doubt, that voice that tells you you're not able. Where else have you heard it? Think back to childhood. Was one of your caregivers like that? Mine was. And that's a small detail that I need to really remember. I am an adult and I am adulting, and I will be who I am. I can change the way that I think and behave, and it's up to me to do so, no one else. You can't blame this shit on someone else. I don't care what your fucking childhood was like, you're an adult now. And from my childhood, I learned and I became who I am, and I did not like that person, so I changed. And I'm still changing, and I'm still trying, and I'm still growing and evolving and adapting because I'm fucking human. So the small details are almost like, it's more the message. What are the small details you're focusing on? I'm going to think of it as, watch those small details float away. They don't matter. That's not me. I'm not focusing on that. You can change these questions to benefit you. Final question. How can you be braver in conquering your goals? In reverse, we have 9 of Swords. Nightmare card. How can you be braver in conquering your goals? Well, I mean, nightmares are just that. They're fictional stories that come into your mind. That's interesting because it's nicknamed the nightmare card. What if you don't dream? I don't dream. Cannabis can actually suppress dreaming. I've read or heard. I don't know. I know it. Might want to fact check that. So it could be this too. If cannabis is suppressing your dreams like it is mine, I wonder if that's something to look at, if that's a thing. How can you be braver in conquering your goals? Well, the question, how can you be braver in conquering your goals with the 9 of Swords in reverse, is to approach every nightmare, every situation, everyone, every voice in your mind, every vision you have, and talk to it. Good ones that make you uncomfortable, talk to them. Ask them how they are. Because discomfort is awesome. A lot of growth can come from that. And fear is natural. It's your ego protecting you, but it's also exceptionally unnecessary in many situations because our ego is prehistoric in nature and is still trying to help us survive situations that we don't come through anymore. My biggest worry is my AC going to hold out this summer? Or am I going to melt my house? We didn't have that when humans were first on the planet. But the ego doesn't know that. The ego is just playing a massive catch-up game. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years, our ego has been part of our species. It's still here, and it's from back then. So remember, how can you be braver in conquering your goals? You're dealing with aspects of yourself that are ancestral in knowledge, thousands, tens of thousands, beyond that, years old. And you're still trying to formulate what you're going to do today in 2026 based on ancestral knowledge. So give yourself a lot of fucking grace. How can you be braver in conquering your goals? Just give yourself credit for conquering. Just give yourself credit for approaching. I didn't say shit about conquering because not everything should be conquered. I'm not a warmonger. I'm not someone in power who just wants to push people around. Know that just approaching is absolutely awesome and you're doing a great job. Just talking to the voice that says stupid things about you or the situation you think is coming, talk to it like it's real. Get the feedback because there are messages everywhere. Okay, 834. I'm going to pause. I don't think I've ever done a full tarot spread, but that was a fun one. Any questions, any comments? And I can't see you guys on YouTube because I'm on my monitor today. Sorry, I'm not. I'm traveling. I'm on my laptop, and I cannot get this screen to do what I want it to do. David, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say about the imposter syndrome before. That one you said about the imposter syndrome. I think a lot of that sometimes, to some degree, things on a subconscious level, you tend to compare. When we're doing something, we compare to other people who's maybe in that same industry. Who are doing maybe they're doing something at a high level, so you kind of trying to feel like you don't want to feel like you know too much when maybe you're not quite there. You have that little doubt. You probably know more than you think, and it's just sometimes you learn more and then positivism occurs in certain rooms, but they don't occur in the same rooms they used to happen. Like when you first start, you may think you not know as much because you're just starting. But as you gain the competence and experience, all of a sudden now, it could be a year later, those same people you felt imposter syndrome on before, now you actually know just as much or more than them. Like now you kind of elevated because you kept evolving where they kind of stood in that same level. So you may have some imposter syndrome, you're having it versus a higher level of like expertise or critics say, you know what I'm saying? So I think like you said, it kind of goes a little bit with self-doubt. So it's part of learning too. You got to kind of know where you're at. Still be open to learn and be humble with it, but still have that confidence like, yeah, I belong here. And I think the imposter syndrome kind of fades away after a while with that.
Mm. Yes, I agree. And something that a mantra I've been saying over and over, that's been very helpful the past couple of weeks is it is better to understand than to be understood. And that's a huge freaking thing of mine. Like I will talk your literal ear off because I want you to understand me. That is not the point to my life. It is better to understand than to be understood. And I hear you, David, like that comparison. Oh my gosh, yeah. And it's shocking. Okay, so this just happened to me the other day. I don't know. Okay, it sounds like a humble brag, but listen, I'll be real because it's pertinent. So, I was talking. A friend of I use Marco Polo like all the time. It's pretty much how I communicate that on YouTube. But I was on Marco Polo, and a friend of mine was saying, she's like about she just commented about me as a reader, and she's like, I something like she appreciated my skills. She thought I was a really good reader. And I was like, the way she said it, I was like, whoa, people think a lot about me because I've had other people kind of refer to me as like a good, more than a good reader, a really good reader. But sorry, but I don't necessarily think that about myself. Like I know I'm a good reader, but do I think that? That's totally fucking separate. This is the bucket of knowledge, and this is the bucket of the shit we tell ourselves. Do we even pull out of the bucket of knowledge? Well, I should say I. No, sometimes I'm over in a fucking field somewhere losing my mind because I don't know where my bucket of knowledge is. And I'm telling myself, you're not going to make it. You can't do this. You don't have that kind of skill. So I go to that voice and I ask, why? Why are you saying this to me? I do not invite you here. All right, I'm sorry, I went a little bit further off, but I'm going to say one more thing because this is something else I'm doing that's been really effective, but I do have to remember to do it. When I start having thoughts, those thoughts, not the ones I don't want, or if I imagine conversations in my head nonstop. And if I'm starting to have a conversation with someone I don't want to have a conversation with, I'm like, in my mind, I tell them, I'm not the person to say that to. And it shuts it off right away. And you can do this in real life. If someone comes up to you, it does not need to be combative. I'm not the person to say that to. Thank you. I'm not the person to say that to. Bye. I'm not the person to say that to. Walk away. However you want to do it. But you don't need to take someone else's words. They're not your own. And those bitches aren't paying your bills. So who the fuck cares? Go, RuPaul. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop because I was about to be a rabbit hole. It was a little bit different today. I had a lot of fun. I read tarot, but like I don't usually do just straight tarot spreads. I think I'm gonna do lives around this because this is a lot of fun. It's gonna be like this week. We're gonna be doing it a little bit differently. I've only got a handful of decks. I am going to Ollie's. I've talked to you guys about that before, and I did pick up this deck for $5. Ollie's, guys. And this is Disney licensed, The Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's a pop cap. So they're like bobblehead. It is a pip deck, meaning that the minor arcana do not have necessarily individual pictures. Pamela Coleman Smith with RWS is who brought that about. Because before that, we were pretty much like a Marseille, which pip means if you have the 4 of swords, you only see 4 swords. That's it. That's what you freaking get. So as an intuitive reader, it might be a little bit harder. This is a pip deck, but they've done it a little bit more. Like one of the suits is presence. So they're different colors. They have different bows. It's not every card is the same presence, just a different number. So they're trying, but it is a pip deck. I'm saying this because I don't typically read the pip decks. I don't like them, but I did for $5. I got it, just letting you know if you're at Ollie's and you see that. So yes, so we'll be pulling from these essentially. I have 5 decks now. Hopefully I'll be getting some more. Be an interesting week for us. I'll be back home on Sunday, I think. So on Monday, I'll have all 1,700 decks around me again. All right, guys. Any questions? Any comments before we say bye-bye?
I'm I'm looking forward to Sasha's group on Friday with the witches and everything.
Oh, dude, yeah. Hold on, David. Let me share that link. I just saw that. Hold on. It's on Sunday. Let me look.
No, it's Friday, 7 to 9.
I am not going to all the. Oh wait. Here, I got it. Debod. This. Hold on. David, this is the link that Steve and I will be here on Sunday. I hope. I'm traveling, but and check out chat. Okay, this is Sasha Davis, and she runs the Pagan Education Center on Meetup. She's pretty cool. She's got a good group. This is totally new. Usually I go in. What are we doing there, Steve? We just read cards? A lot of times I'm off camera just chilling, but I think we read cards, but she's doing something witchy. You guys on YouTube, check out the Pagan Education Center, and it's hosted by Sasha Davis, and that's on Meetup. I don't know how to share the link with you guys on YouTube. Were you going to say something else, Steve?
Oh, yeah. She set it up for Bree. Bree is available any other Friday. So,
What, Bree's hosting?
yeah, that she was open that Friday evening. So they're going to get it. So I'll be interested in getting into the witch and stuff.
I didn't know Bree was. Okay. I'm looking back at it now. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's listed as host, but she just didn't change it. Okay. So, but Bree's going to host. That's fun. Oh, is she inviting people in to do like different things?
Yeah.
That's cool. You could do one, Steve. Well, you could lead one on, I don't know, Tara. I'm going to ask her. I might lead one on Tara. That'd be fun. I don't want to host my own stuff. Let's go to someone else's room and do it. Kidding. All right. Thank you. All right. And David, if you're free, that's a pretty fun group. but you'll see a lot of familiar faces. I go in these rooms and I swear to God, it's my group in another person's room. So they're really fun. But I live on Meetup, so I know like a lot of people. All right, guys. So any other comments, any other questions before we say goodbye and to a fabulous Monday? We good? Okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope we can do this live. Again, guys, I really hope I can figure out my laptop before tomorrow because I can't see YouTube when I'm doing this, but I can when I'm at home. So if you are chatting, thank you. Can't see you, but I'll try to figure that out. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every week I host. I'm always here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And they're all different events. So please check out my meetup rooms to see what you're attending. Or if you're in for the thrill of it, just show up and find out then. Okay, guys, I'm going to say bye. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. And I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. All right. Bye, guys. I'm saying bye. I'm actually going to sit here a minute and exit out of my YouTube channel, but I am saying bye. Okay, hold on. All right,
Yeah, I was actually.
Right,
Bye,
bye,
bye.
David. Or if you're saying bye. For you guys on YouTube, thank you for being here. I can't see you today because I'm having Elizabeth issues, but I'm so happy. I'm assuming you're here. I am going to stop the live stream now. Let's count to 10 backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7. There's a lag. That's why I'm doing this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.